While Libya is locked in fierce battles, U.S. and U.K. forces remain on standby. Amid fears they could intervene as thousands flee the troubled land. Many of its residents say they don't want international involvement, viewing it as another form of oppression. RT's Paulus Leo reports.
This is the road out of Libya, but it's also the road that lines the pockets of hundreds of Libyans who make their living selling fuel in Tunisia for 10 times the price they paid back home.
Libyan Gaddafi are one. Allah, Muammar and Libya. Long live Gaddafi. Let him stay in power for life.
And as much as some may support Gaddafi, other Libyans despise the United States.
The U.S. will not enter Libya. What rights do they have? They don't.
Ahmed is Libyan. For days he's been trying to get through the Tunisian side of the border to check up on his family who are on the other side. He knows some of them have been injured. The answer, he says, is not with foreign intervention.
The people, Libyan people, they don't want another army come in Libya.
But foreign nations seem to be giving little concern to what Libyans themselves actually want. The debate for a no-fly zone is continuing, and U.S. warships are sailing not far from the Libyan coast.
America come help Libya, not for Libya. They help Libyan for petrol, for gas, for this is the problem.
If the US, Britain and other countries get involved, it will not be the first time that scenes like this are used to justify military intervention. But people here are against foreign involvement. They know well the price that is often paid for so-called humanitarian assistance. History has shown that humanitarian aid in any war zone is more often than not thinly disguised military aid. During the war in Bosnia, it was discovered that UN trucks delivering aid were in fact transporting military equipment. In Afghanistan, the very weapons America gave to the Taliban in the early 80s came back to haunt the US Army following its 2001 Afghan invasion. So it's no wonder Libyans, whether they support Gaddafi or not, are united on one issue. They want the world, and America in particular, to stay out of their affairs. Paulus Leo, RT, Ras El Jadir on the Tunisian-Libyan border.
Dennis Kucinich, member of the U.S. House of Representatives, says if Washington intervenes in Libya, the country will be lost to tyranny.
All over the Middle East and North Africa, you see people rising up and challenging their governments. The right of self-determination is an inherent right. But it doesn't become self-determination, it becomes something else if any nation intervenes on one side or the other. So the fact of the matter is there are times that intervention is not called for, no matter how much we'd like to do it. Because if we intervene, then what we're going to be doing is, let's say we intervened on those who are challenging Mr. Gaddafi. Then he could point to that and say, this is just the United States trying to knock me off, and try to then create more entrenchment, which would cause at least half of Libya to be lost in oppression.